What is happening, water signs? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. How y'all doing? We're going to take a little look here tonight and see how things are looking with the new person. Haven't really hit on the new person as much as I normally do. So let's take a little look and see what we can dig up. So this is going to be one mini reading for each water sign. One for Cancer, one for Scorpio, one for Pisces. For those of you in need of a personal reading, the information is right down here in the description of this video. And remember, this week, our next round of weekly live readings is going to be Saturday, right here on this channel. So remember, you can pre-order anytime throughout the week, $25. They're read in the order of which they come in. And this week is going to be Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So right now, the list of pre-orders is pretty small. So those who order first get read first. But again, you don't have to sit through the whole live stream waiting on your reading if you don't want. You can always come back and look at the playback, and the readings will be time-stamped in the comments. So, all right, let's jump into this. I'm trying to find a deck that'll talk to me here. Cancer. Let's get a quick general energetic overview. What's going on between Cancer and the new person. Quick general energetic overview. Cancer and the new person. Two more shuffles, two more. Boom, Knight of Swords, Empress. Okay. Well, for the Empress and the Hierophant to come out in the same spread here, spoiler alert, this is more than likely going to be something long-term, or at least it's a long-term soul contract. But I'm also kind of feeling here like somebody is ready to just jump in willy-nilly head first. And somebody is wanting to take things slow. So there may be... Now, I'm not really seeing tension. I don't really think it's getting to the point where it's building tension, but it is a little awkward, maybe? I don't know who it is. I don't know who's ready to jump in and who's trying to take things slow. But other than that, man, it looks pretty goddamn positive, though, for real. I ain't got nothing bad to say about this. I really don't. I really don't. And if you're new to my channel, oh, you best bet your goddamn skippy ass if I see something bad, I'm going to tell you. Oh, I'm going to fucking tell you. I don't have anything bad to say about this. I really don't. Some of you dealing with a Pisces. I also have Taurus, Taurus again, Aries, and Sagittarius. But, you know, it could be anybody. Those are just energies. Okay, well, I ain't got nothing else to say about that. Let's see their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. New person Cancer is dealing with. What's their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Two more. All right, there we go. Boom, Five of Cups reversed. Okay, that's good. Ten of Wands reversed. So this person is in the middle of a healing process. They are. But the good news is they are actually healing. That's the good news. They're actually healing. Now, this came out in the last spread, too. I didn't mention it. But I don't know who needs to hear this, but for those of you wondering whether or not this person has an inbox full of other people, the answer is no, they do not. I'm thinking this person's ready for commitment. Or at least they have intentions of committing. I don't know when their last relationship ended, but rather than what most people do, where they just try to jump into the next relationship after one ends so they can forget about that last one, this person's actually genuinely doing some healing. Like this energy right here, they're actually genuinely working on healing. And that's good. You don't see that come through like that very often. You know, I mean, we all got shit we got to work on. We all got shit we got to heal. But, you know, the problem is most people just don't do that because they don't know how. And I think this person is doing that. They want to talk to you and get to know you on a psychological and intellectual level. Okay, looks good, man. The signs I have here are Taurus, Libra. Okay, well, I guess let's get the advice on this. Let's get the advice. What advice do we have for Cancer with the new person? What advice do we have for Cancer and the new person? Hermit reverse. Ah, man, I knew that was going to come out. Okay. So be sure you're not neglecting the friendship aspect of this connection. Don't neglect that. Actually, I would probably honestly argue that that's one of the most important things you can focus on in the beginning, is formulating a good, tight friendship. A friendship, and make sure this person knows that they are safe to let their guard down, open up, and be themselves freely without being judged. So who can you do that with more than anybody else on the planet? Your best friend, right? So, yeah. Other than that, though, this is looking like it's off to a pretty damn good start. I'm not going to lie. Probably one of the most positive fucking readings I've done in a long time. A lot of potential here. A whole lot. A whole lot. Now, nothing's guaranteed. You know, I would have to say, though, that of all the readings that I do, past person, current long-term partner, love interest, and new person, the new person readings always tend to have the most potential. Problem is that potential isn't always utilized. So while it may start off on the right track, it veers off track in the coming months and shit, you know? So, all right. Okay, cool. Good dealio, Cancer. Now we're going to go to Scorpio. Scorpio. Let's get a quick, general, energetic overview of what's going on between Scorpio and the new person. Whoops. How about this one? Scorpio and the new person. How's it looking? How's it looking? How's it looking? How's it looking? Page of Wands reversed. Could be somebody a lot younger than you for some of you. Could be a fire sign. Knight of Wands. There may be some concerns about this person's maturity. And look at this. We got all these fucking pages. There may be some serious concern about this person's maturity. You may be seriously questioning whether or not this person is mature enough for you. And the overall energy being the Knight of Wands. So I'm not here to say that, oh, and we got the Knight of Swords. 2 knights and 3 pages. No kings, no queens. Not here to say that they are or they're not mature yet. We'll look at that next. But I think a lot of you are calling their maturity into question, I think. So far, it looks like this person is very fiercely independent. Maybe for some of you, they've just been single for so long that they're not used to how to act in a relationship. I don't know. But they do have the Nine of Pentacles. So, but we also have the karmic wheel in the reverse here. So regardless of their maturity or this, that, so I'm thinking that there is a really abnormally strong connection here. And that's the main thing that's kind of keeping you locked in, is that there is a really strong connection, because this goes back to a previous lifetime. Unfinished business from a previous lifetime. There's our king, and he's reversed. Let's look at this person's energy, man. Let's look at their energy. I'm curious now. The new person Scorpio's dealing with. What are their truest? Oh, look at that karmic wheel already yelling at me. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? How do they see you? How do they feel about you? Are they an honest, moral person of respect, integrity, and dignity? Or are they a dishonest, deceitful, sneaky, lying, backstabbing little fuckbag? What's their energy look like, universe? Two of Cups reversed. Nine of Cups. That's kind of what I thought. We do got the Fool card there, though. With the Empress, though. Okay. All right. Well, where do I start with this? Where do I start? Are they a tad bit immature? Yeah, a little bit. But that's not nearly what is yelling at you to question their energy. Yeah, a little bit immature. Little bit. But this person has been working ever since whenever their last relationship ended. I don't know when this happened, but they have been working to become fiercely independent. So they're very emotionally independent. Nothing wrong with that, but with that little bit of emotional immaturity, they don't really know exactly how to let you in and connect with you. Now, don't get it twisted. This is not them having their guard up. I know it kind of sounds like that's what I'm saying, but I don't think they have their guard up. So it's not like they don't want to let you in. It's that they're not really 100% sure exactly how to let you in and connect with you at that level. See what I'm saying? But I mean, I think they're ready to settle down with their fucking life partner. They're looks like solid intentions to me. You know I'm gonna tell you if it ain't. New faces, any new faces in here? I'm not the fucking one to sprinkle sugar on the tarot readings. That's not me. No, that's not me. We know there's plenty of readers on YouTube who will do that. They're scared to death of your mean, hateful comments. I'm fucking not. I don't care what you say in my comments. I read what comes through. And if some bullshit comes through, I'm gonna fucking read it. If it pisses you off, oh fucking well. Then go on somewhere. I don't have anything bad to say here. I don't. I really don't. So, let's get the advice then. Let's get the advice. What's the advice for Scorpio and the new person? World card reversed. That's an abstract ass piece of advice. I did not fucking expect that. I don't want to speak on that yet, though. Hangman, 9 of Cups. Okay, oh, and there it is again, man. That's weird. That is weird. Okay. Thank you, Kristen, for the super chat. I hope I said your name right. Thank you. So this is weird. This is saying advice. Make sure you're not dragging any other past vibrational baggage into this connection. So this is kind of telling me that some of y'all may have some loose ends that need to be tied up from the past, or maybe some old baggage that needs to be released, or, and what I'm kind of thinking this is really insinuating, is that some of you may be inclined to project something onto this person because of something you experienced in the past. And that's really easy to do that. It's really easy. On one hand, is it good that you're reaching back in the past and using something you learned to carve out your pathway moving forward? Yes, that's a good thing. However, it can be a bad thing depending on if you are viewing the world through a broken lens. That's tricky, man. It can be really, really, really slippery. You may be thinking that you're doing the right thing by, hey, I went through this before, I'm going to grab some wisdom and I'm going to use it. But if you haven't really healed from that yet, that thing that happened in the past, if you haven't fully healed from it, you haven't fully processed it, you haven't fully released it, you may be thinking that's what you're doing, and then accidentally you're just viewing this person through that broken lens that you haven't healed yet. You see what I'm saying? Makes sense. I know that was some abstract ass advice, but that's what it said. So hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Thank you, Scorpio Riviere, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. All right, Pisces. Pisces. What decks have I not used yet? You know what? Let's start the Pisces off with good old-fashioned Gilded. And Gilded Royale. Let's start it off with those. One of my favorite deck duos. I don't know about any other reader. Anybody here read tarot? I like to have deck duos. Anybody else do that? I didn't learn that from anywhere. That just kind of started happening because I got a bunch of tarot decks. I always have like 20 fucking decks here on my table. And I always like to have like one deck have a partner, So like, and they usually look or feel similar. Like this one here, I like it to go with this. They kind of just seem like they're partners, And this, the Golden Universal Tarot, I like to partner up with the Golden Art Novale. They both have shiny gold, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Anywho, I'm babbling. Let's see what it's looking like between Pisces and the new person. Quick general energetic overview. Hang on. Hold-y-do, yo. Hold up. Boom. Queen of Wands. Boom. Page of Wands. Queen of Wands. Ooh, some of y'all may feel like you manifested this. What's that Tower card right there, man? So, we got that Lovers card right there in the heart of the spread. So some of you, I don't know, I'm feeling I almost want to say a pretty violent inner war going on here between feeling like, I manifested this. And then this is too fucking good to be true. Don't get caught up. Don't get your hopes up. Because as soon as I get my hopes up, it's just going to come crashing down. And then, oh my God, I met my fucking person. Holy shit, And there's just this big internal war, overthinking the shit out of this, you know? All right. Some of you dealing with a Gemini also have Cancer here. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know whether or not to say that it's positive or negative, but I will tell you I don't see any negative energy here. The only negative energy I even have is the Tower card, and I'm very inclined to believe that this Tower energy only exists in your head. But let's see. Let's see. What's the new person's truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions towards Pisces? How do they see you? How do they feel about you? What's their energy look like? What kind of person are they in general? Hey, Two of Swords too, man. Look, I think they may be overthinking this too. Right there along with you. Right there with you, man. Oops. Nine of Swords. They nervous too. They overthinking the shit out of this, and they nervous too. They are so scared of unrequited love. Now, why would they be scared of unrequited love? Where would they get that idea that there is such a thing as unrequited love? Where did that concept come from? It happened to them in the past, right? Always. Always. So they're taking the approach of just trying to be as detached and calm and cool and collected as possible. They're trying to push them. They're not pushing you away. They're trying to push themselves away from their own emotions. You know, especially if you're dealing with an air sign. Air signs are really good at that. Really, really good at that. So, yeah. I don't think they have bad intentions, per se. I just think they're scared of their own emotions when it all comes down to it. Five of Cups reversed. They're afraid of getting hurt more than anything. Yeah, see, Lover's card again. They want to find their divine life partner on one hand, but on the other hand, every time they think they've met their person, it ends in disaster. So they don't want to get emotionally involved. They want to make a change this time. Instead of falling flat on my face, stupid in love this time, I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to analyze this shit logically. I'm not going to get emotionally involved. I'm going to pay close attention to my feelings. I'm going to take notes. I'm going to logically, analytically, critically, and systematically figure this situation out and go about it logically. And, you know, it's not bad intentions. They're not playing games. They're not using you. They're not blowing smoke up your ass, stringing you along, or nothing like that. It's coming from a place of fear. At the end of the day, it's coming from a place of fear. All right, well, advice. Let's see what the advice be for Pisces. What's the advice for Pisces with the new person? Hey, King of Pentacles, though. That's interesting. That's an interesting piece of advice. Ace of Wands reversed. Empress. Okay, now, this is really slippery advice. I gotta pay real close attention to how I say this. It would be really, really, really helpful if you could give this person the freedom to approach this situation on their own terms. So if that's the way they want to handle it, let them handle it that way. However, you have to be secure with yourself to be able to do that. You have to be emotionally independent enough to be able to step back, give them a big old long ass leash so they can do whatever the hell they want on their own terms and be solid with that. That's not, if you're not in that vibrational state, it's really hard to just flip a switch and turn that on. That's tricky. That's difficult. So I guess I would ask this. Well, you know what? Let me back up for a second. Maybe have a conversation with them and express your concerns. Express your concerns in the most respectable, mature, adult manner as possible. I'm not saying approach this person with a nasty, shitty, bitchy attitude. That ain't gonna do nothing but start a fight. But, if you bring your concerns to the table like a calm, cool, collected, respectable adult and see how they respond or react to that, let them know that it's a concern, but still be solid enough to step back and just let them do their thing. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? If you're doing something that bothers me, I'm going to tell you that it bothers me. And then I'm going to step back and see what you do about it. I'm not going to get in there and start being pushy, or trying to make you do it the way I want you to do it, or try to force you to stop doing that thing I don't like you doing. No, fuck that. I'm going to let you know this bothers me. And I'm going to step back and I'm going to see how you react to that. If I see just a glimmer of effort to try to alleviate my concerns, any kind of effort, whether you just simply try to get me to see where you're coming from and why you're doing that, in an attempt to alleviate my concerns so that I can be more understanding, or if you actually do attempt to put in an effort to do things differently, I'm going to step back and I'm going to look for just a fucking glimmer of effort. Something that tells me that you care about how I feel. I'm not expecting you to flip a switch and be the person that I want you to be overnight. That's selfish. That's rude. You do you. You be who you are. I'm just looking to see if you care about how I feel. That's all I'm looking for. If I express one of my concerns and you ignore it, you shrug it off, or especially if you try to make me feel stupid for it, that's a clear indication that you don't give two diddly dog shits about how I feel. And that right there tells me every goddamn thing I need to know. So just take that information and do with it what you will. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my water sign family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget the information for personal readings is in the description. And don't forget, this week, our next round of weekly live $25 readings is going to be on Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Here the past couple of weeks, the schedule has been rough and bumpy. There's been a lot of shit going on. This week it's Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And everything else is still the same. You can pre-order anytime. $25. They're read in the order of which they come in. And right now the list is pretty small. So if you order right now, you'll be in the very front of the line. But you don't have to sit and wait through the whole video if you don't want. You can just come back later and look at the playback and go to the comments. All the readings will be time-stamped. And on that note, too, you're not required to have your first name read publicly if you don't want. On my website, there's a little place where you can put to be anonymous or whatever alias you want us to call you. So, all right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.